gentlemen, my name is Tyrus Lemarand, and I will be your MC for this afternoon's ceremony. On behalf of Rear Admiral Peter Garvin, President of the United States Naval War College, I'd like to welcome you and thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the retirement of Captain Michael Quan from the United States Navy after 38 years of dedicated professional naval service. As you will see today, this is not just a retirement ceremony, but an acknowledgement and indeed a celebration of his selfless service to our nation in peacetime and during times of conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party, the presentation of colors, the playing of our national anthem, and the invocation. Military personnel, if you would please cover until after the national anthem.
Side boys, right or left, face!
Captain, United States Navy, arriving. Captain, United States Navy, retired, arriving. Naval War College, arriving. Present the colors.
Left face. Present colors. Retire the colors. Order. Colors. right, face, forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Service members, you may remove your covers. Rear Admiral Garvin, Captain LaBranche, Chaplain Christensen, distinguished guests, shipmates, family, and friends, welcome to this special ceremony marking the retirement of Captain Mike Quan. Today, on this singular occasion, we honor and bear witness to the end of Captain Quan's naval career. 38 years of his life, 38 years of service to our Navy and our nation. I count myself lucky to have served with Captain Quan for 3 of those years, the last 3, as fate would have it, as lead planner for the Naval Command College, of which he is the director. Was the director. Jen, you and I are going to have to work with that change of tense there. But all kidding aside, you must know that he was more than just the director of NCC. For the past 3 years, he has been its spiritual and emotional leader. I say that because I have witnessed firsthand the impact that one man's great love can have upon a program and its people. You see, Captain Quan is a graduate of NCC, and he has a deeply personal connection to its purpose and its promise. And so this final stop of his career was more than just another assignment. It was a quest to return NCC to doing what it does best, building ships. Relationships that grow into partnerships and eventually, hopefully, blossom into friendships. Captain Quan believes in those ships, and he believes in the men and women who build them. Captain Quan assumed command of NCC at a very trying time. COVID had shut everything down, and the ability to build those ships was severely hampered by the restrictions imposed by a global pandemic. Then the vaccines arrived, and everything started very slowly to open up again. And he was there to make sure that this program came back stronger than ever. That resurgence was a direct result of Captain Quan's enthusiasm, dedication, and commitment. FSPs don't just happen. Cuisine nights don't just happen. Black and white nights don't just happen. They happen because people care enough to make them happen. Lots of people, don't get me wrong. Skipper didn't do it all by himself, but every team needs a leader, and Captain Quan has been the leader that we needed to resuscitate this program. His commitment to the students and his passion for this program have left a lasting impression on me and an indelible mark on this college. So today, we gather to honor his character and his performance at the end of what has been a stellar career. What you are about to witness, this retirement ceremony, is a time-honored tradition, an expression of deep appreciation for a job well done, and an official recognition of Captain Quan's faithful and honorable service. Today we honor him. Yes, we also honor his family. 38 years is simply not possible without the love, understanding, and support of family. Indeed, any of us who have worn the uniform know that you, Jen, and the kids, you are his true north and the reason why he does what he does. You have dealt with a multitude of challenges during your husband's and your dad's naval journey. Deployments, separations, knowing your loved one was out there somewhere, which was even worse because he's a submariner, you really had no idea where he was. But he most definitely was probably in harm's way. That's not easy. And so you, like him, deserve to be celebrated. No one makes it this far alone. Today, we see you and want you to know that we recognize and appreciate all that you have done to keep this sailor afloat. This ceremony is rooted in tradition, but like most things, it has changed over the years as our Navy has gone from a predominantly sea-going force to one populated both by sea and shore-based commands. Tradition tells us that from our Navy's earliest days, when a sailor had completed their service, the ship's crew would gather and the commanding officer would say a few words. Presentations would be made and the sailor would be given one final opportunity to address his shipmates. The retiree would then request permission to go ashore, and they would be piped off the ship. Today, we are obviously not on a ship, but Captain Quan will still be given that final opportunity to say goodbye before we pipe him ashore after almost 4 decades of proudly wearing the uniform of a United States Navy sailor. That is an accomplishment to be celebrated, and it is distinguished service that deserves to be remembered. At this time, I would like to introduce Rear Admiral Peter Garvin, the 58th President of the Naval War College.
Well, good afternoon, and I was waiting for some sort of Shakespearean expression, or I don't know. It's a hard act to follow, this guy. And anybody who knows Ty, it's wonderful to be here with you, with this crowd that I've grown to love over the last year. My first experience with the Naval War College was with the International Programs team, and it couldn't be more fitting that we're here together again. 38 years, my friend. That's, I guess it kind of grew on you after a while, huh? And I tell you, you just smile every time I see you. And then Black and White Night, who was here for that? Anybody? Yeah, I think a lot of folks were. That was just an amazing evening. I could go on and on about cuisine nights, the whole 9 yards that Ty was talking about, but just simply amazing. So already went off script, so apologies. I am really supposed to just introduce the guest speaker, but I'm going to do a little more than that because I have the mic. So we're joined, as mentioned, by some very special people. Jen, it's great to see you, as always. And I see why he's awesome, because you're even more awesome. Their daughter, 10, and her husband, Jonathan, great to see you. Oldest son, Stefan, and wife, Kara. Is that all the way in from Seattle? Where about in Seattle?
South Seattle.
Okay, all right. We lived up north on Anacortes, if you know where that is. And their youngest son, Ben, where are you, Ben? Great to see you. How are you? Are you from here, local, or where are you at now? Okay, awesome, outstanding. Getting to know the family while we're on stage here. It's great to see you. And I will tell you one of the things that, Ty alluded to it, and I thought you were going to steal my words. Family, the way I feel about family, they are both the reason that we serve and the reason we are able to serve. If you think about that duality, it just makes all the difference in the world when we're off all around the world, underwater, above water, on the water. It's knowing that our family is at home supporting us and enjoying the fruits of our labor that makes it all worthwhile. Your enduring support has undoubtedly been the key to his success. Now, your journey in the United States Navy, Mike, is a testament to your unwavering dedication, remarkable skill, and commitment to excellence. I see it every day. From his early days as a junior officer aboard USS Hawkbill to his command of the USS Providence, he has exemplified the highest standards of professionalism and leadership. Throughout your career, you have not only demonstrated exceptional competence in your operational roles, but also made significant contributions to the broader naval and international community. Your service as a submarine tactics instructor, squadron navigator, deputy chairman for the Naval College Wargaming Department, I understand we're going to hear some stories about that. And most recently, as a Naval Command College, underscores your dedication to the education and development of our future naval leaders, whether they be American or our international partners. Put simply, your impact will be felt for decades to come. So on behalf of the United States Naval War College family, I extend our warmest congratulations and best wishes to Captain Quan and his family as they embark on the next chapter of their lives. And I'm super excited to hear about moving down the road and what that new job will bring. Don't be a stranger. And I hope the future holds nothing but happiness and all life's richest blessings as you go into that next chapter. So I did cast a wide net to get some stories about Mike, and it is a family show, so I'll keep it short. And again, I have a saying about Navy stories: they don't have to be true, they have to be good. So although I'm told that these are actually good and true. So by all reports that one of your side gigs will be in retirement to be a host at Yumi Garden. I guess you like that place. If only they give you an employee discount for being the host. Do you? Okay, all right. You know a guy. Got it. And then talking to some folks in international programs, they have regaled us with a story that I found quite touching, actually, that when you go out on the FSPs, you always come back with magnets for everybody so that they feel like they've enjoyed that adventure right along with you. That's awesome. And I'll let you tell more of the stories, true or not, as you like, but I went easy, so you have the mic after me, so enjoy whatever regaling of the stories you would like. Now, often when sailors, on a serious note, often when sailors go ashore for the last time, particularly those who have served this long, there's a little bit of wondering, what does it all mean? Did my service matter? Were all those deployments, those duty days, those nights away from home from my loved ones, was it worth it? Did I make a difference? Well, let me help by just giving you an absolutely resounding yes. Beyond all of your work for the Naval War College, for our service and our nation, it has solidified your place as a true leader and friend. The knowledge you've imparted to your students will undoubtedly resonate with them throughout their careers. I imagine your WhatsApp will continue to blow up all the way out into Connecticut. So my real job up here was to introduce the guest speaker, so I'll get about doing that. It is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Captain Rich Twig LaBranche. A little bit about him. He recently retired from the Naval War College. He said this is the first ceremony he's done in civilian clothes. Probably felt a little weird not saluting and all that, but it's great to have you back, where you served here as a full professor and held key positions such as the director of the Maritime Headquarters Staff Course and chairman of the Wargaming Department. He commanded Carrier Air Wing 17 and Fighter Squadron 31, completing 9 operational deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. So please join me with a warm War College welcome to Captain Richard LaBranche.
Can't do anything without my spectacles here. I think the old age is kicking in. Mike said I had to summarize his lifetime of 38 years. He said I had about 45 minutes, right, Mike? So this will be quick. Just kidding. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Admiral Garvin, the Dean Mangold, Rob Winning, his deputy. Admiral Verma, I saw Admiral Barrera there. All the U.S. and international officers, sailors, staff, faculty members, family, friends, and our special war gamers. I see a bunch of them out in the audience. Thank you for being here. And thank you for speaking kindly of me, Admiral. Generally, I wish my in-laws were here to hear nice words when they're spoken about me. Thank you all for coming here today to celebrate the career of Captain Mike Quan, a great American, and to recognize the enormity of his life's achievements. He has displayed an absolute unswerving commitment to service, dedication, and unparalleled leadership to this country, Navy, Naval War College, and his sailors these nearly 40 years. I'd also like to make a special welcome before I go further to Mike's wife, Jen. I know he has his family here, his daughter, Ten, and her husband, Jonathan, his son, Stefan, and he was a former EP3 NFO, so go Navy, right? And now English teacher, so you can correct my grammar and give me a debrief when I'm done. And his wife, Kara. And his son, Ben, a former Navy corpsman, so we have a bunch of Navy in the house here, besides the local folks. I know you must be very proud of your husband and your father. It's really an honor for me to be here speaking at Mike's retirement ceremony today. It's always an honor when you get to do something like this, to be part of such a momentous event. But it's more special, more meaningful when it's that of such an accomplished and revered officer, colleague, and friend. Mike has had quite a long, distinguished naval career, as you can see in his bio. He enlisted in the Navy in 1985. He was later selected for Nuclear Enlisted Commissioning Program and subsequently received his commission in February '93. So if he did that, you know, he's wicked smart. That's one of the things we like to say up here in New England. But Mike, I guess there weren't any aviation commissioning programs available for you at the time? So yeah, too hard, yeah. So before reporting to the War College, Mike had spent some 20 plus years working in the submariner community. Now we would go back and forth, submariner, submariner. He's old school, submariner. All right, Mike? He's a guy who volunteered to live in, travel in, an underwater pressurized metal container or tube, as we affectionately refer to them, and propelled by nuclear reactors. A place where most folks are alternately sharing a bed, affectionately known as hot racking, who walk on their canned food in the passageways. That's how they stack them up, so they put the food up there. They walk on that stuff, and they get to see the sun every 2 or 3 months, whether they need it or not. And between his division tour, his navigator tour, his command tour, I counted more than a few deployments. Now, he clearly was a superstar in his community because his submariner career, from an operator standpoint, culminated with command of the USS Providence, which is absolutely amazing. And from an aviator's perspective, this epitomizes the idea of service and sacrifice. Mike, have a great deal of respect for people who wear dolphins, and no kidding. I know I give you a lot of hard time because you don't wear naval aviator wings, but I gotta tell you, it's a big deal to me. His many operational tours indicate that Mike has been in the proverbial arena throughout his entire career. Edmund Burke said, "All that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing." And that sentiment could not be more pertinent today with all the instability raging across the globe. Mike never shirked his responsibility or stood idly by. He has been very much an instrument of preserving freedom throughout his lifetime. I believe freedom is a fundamental foundation of our being, and without it, we as a people can never actually and fully achieve our potential. And I think that Mike understands this more than most. That freedom should not only be defended and made available for Americans, but for all people in the world who seek it, and not just those people who can make it here to our great land. Teddy Roosevelt said, "Freedom is not a gift that tarries long in the hands of cowards. A great, free people owes it to itself and to all of mankind not to sink into helplessness before the powers of evil." Our freedoms have been in good hands throughout your watch, Mike. Because of the example you set for all those lives you've touched, you taught them well, and you left a legacy of honor, courage, commitment, duty, and success in your very large wake, my friend. Yours is a life well lived, full of purpose and meaning. You've made a difference in the world filled with conflict and uncertainty, in protecting your nation and fighting for others, in helping your sailors become better today than they were yesterday. By touching the lives of others, you made a very big difference. And in serving others, you add meaning and purpose to your own life. I believe we are an amalgamation of all our life experiences and the people that touch us, that we leave something of ourselves in those we develop. and that the meaning of life lies in that purpose. So our purpose then lies in service. Service to our God, to our country, to our Navy, to our family, and to each other. I think the greatest gift you can actually give to someone is the gift of time, the gift of your time. Assisting others, helping them to their amelioration, being better each and every day, and helping others to do the same. You ceaselessly worked to helping others and to those ends, Mike, each and every day. And our country owes you a huge debt of gratitude for your service. And to Mike's family, the nation also owes you a huge debt of gratitude. For your sacrifices as he was away defending our nation, you were sacrificing his presence with you. Your support of Mike's service is indeed also a significant sacrifice. To be clear, without the support of families, how could our service members remain focused and be effective? I would offer that our families are our unsung heroes for their sacrifice, sometimes wrought with worry, a lot of extra work, and untold hardships. I'm not sure our family's service, sacrifice, and support is adequately recognized. You lived for extended periods of time without a father, without a husband, and shouldered the burden in service to your country. For all the missed family events, anniversaries, holidays, birthdays, graduations, sporting events, and other important family events too numerous to mention, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your service to our Navy and to our country. And I would think I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit of how I know Mike before he became the cultural and spiritual leader of the NCC. Is that right, sir?
That's right.
If I didn't speak a little bit about how I came to know Mike in his service here at the War College. I first met Mike in the summer of 2016. He had reported to the Wargaming Department in that July, about 6 weeks before I joined the Wargaming Department, and we worked closer together for nearly 5 years. It was during this time that I got to know Mike personally and much appreciated the dedication and unbridled leadership, intellect, discipline, and professionalism he brought to the Wargaming Department. As many of you know, the Wargaming Department is known not just as the Naval War College's Wargaming Department. It is known as our Navy's Wargaming Department. Established in 1887, that's right, 1887, the Wargaming Department is actually world-renowned, I kid you not, and has a long legacy of informing our nation's leaders on all aspects of naval and joint warfare and the prevention of war through wargaming research, as our wargaming friends know. And although there are many entities that advertise competencies in wargaming, very, very few, if any, can support our Navy and our country with the same depth and breadth of this War College's Wargaming Department, which specializes in wargaming at the operational and strategic levels of war. There have been many of our nation's leaders which have bestowed plaudits on your Wargaming Department. People might widely reference the praise issued by Fleet Admiral Nimitz for the Wargaming Department's work before and during World War II. However, during Mike's tenure, while he was leading the Wargaming Department as its most senior naval officer, the Wargaming Department was visited by and praised by the likes of the Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Milley, CNOs Richardson, Gilday, Admiral Franchetti when she was 6th Fleet, the Commandants of the Marine Corps, General Neller, General Berger. Almost all of this country's combatant commanders have visited here and praised the work done here by the Wargaming Department during Mike's tenure. There have also been a number of senators and congressmen and too numerous flag and general officers to mention. In fact, General Neller, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, former Commandant of the Marine Corps, was touring our wargaming facilities here, and he retorted as he was walking through that there is no way he could afford to build something like the Navy's Wargaming Department with its 50 or so professors and contractors and GS personnel and supported by another 50, 60 sailors. But after a few days engaged in a war game here, General Neller appended his original remarks. Before he departed, he further stated that he could not afford not to build something like the Wargaming Department for his Marine Corps. General Neller did eventually fund a new expanded Marine Corps facility, and Mike and other wargaming personnel assisted the Marines in their endeavor in terms of building design, support, the required technologies, and manning. I mention this because Mike was significantly instrumental in the many changes and improvements which led to the many successes enjoyed by the Wargaming Department and the War College and the Navy in support of the joint forces in the country. At that time, these changes were referred to as a renaissance in wargaming. So Mike is a big deal in the Wargaming Department. For example, with the exponential growth and technological advances in the military and surveillance hardware, the Navy's demand for wargaming has increased exponentially. And as such, the Wargaming Department realized it needed to expand and build a facility that could accommodate understanding relative and combat power assessments and employing factors and functions, that's just warfighting jargon, at the highest security levels. McCarty Little Hall, where the Wargaming Department resides, could not routinely accommodate research at the TS-SCI and above security levels. Now, there were some who didn't think this was necessary. Mike pushes back, and his cadre was adamant and won the day. After all, if wargaming is about decision-making and experiential learning via active learning events, how could leaders possibly rely on their collective experiences when they knew they weren't making decisions with all the information that was actually available to them? If they weren't wargaming at the fully informed level, at the TSSCI level and above, top secret and above, then they may have been ignorant of the many factors that could affect their decision-making. Even worse, some leaders may not have even known that there was information available out there which could change their operating environment for the better or for the worse. C.N.O. Richardson was a staunch supporter, as was Admiral Moran, the Commandant of the Marine Corps, General Berger, as well as the Joint Staff leadership who actually funded some of our more costly improvements in technology here at the War College. And Mike was instrumental in that. So as our new facilities and its tools were supported and funded, and the Wargaming Department executed more than 40 active learning events per year, with many of them conducted at the highest security levels. So his work bore fruit. The Wargaming Department had even expanded its reach across NWC, conducting war games for the Joint Military Operations Department, where I once worked, and international programs. Wargame active learning events became a new andragogy staple in teaching complex warfighting operational ideas. And even during COVID, Mike and his team devised a way to keep the Wargaming Department on classified research by alternating work days for faculty and staff so we wouldn't overcrowd the spaces. Develop new tools in order to hold high-end classified war games virtually because no travel was allowed. This was no easy task, but months later, the Wargaming Department held its first kind ever high security level war game virtually. Doing this also required governmental policies that had to be worked on and written and approved by the Pentagon so that we could achieve this task. I could go on, but I think I've made the point that Mike was an invaluable leader and superb intellect within the Wargaming Department. And I'd like to know that Mike just didn't keep this Wargaming Department actively employed using his super nuke intellectual powers. While the rest of us were confined to our homes when we weren't at work, Mike had used his skills to build a virtual golf course in his home. Now, this is no ordinary golf course. This is complete with TrackMan technologies, netting, indoor turf, video projection capabilities, which enable him to play on just about any golf course in the world virtually from the confines of his home. And you wonder, well, how would you know? Because of COVID, I wasn't allowed there. Well, we know this because he would hold virtual tours of his home at the end of the virtual department head meetings. So, as a side note, we now have anecdotal evidence of the efficacy of virtual simulations because before Mike created this new active learning golf system, He may or may not have had a reputation as somewhat of an explorer of sorts on the golf course, like Magellan, like Christopher Columbus, discovering all kinds of new and exotic places on the golf course looking for his ball. No, really, I've seen it. Just kidding, Mike. It's obviously an understatement to say that Mike has achieved many successes during his nearly 40 years of military career. But probably the most important aspect of his success will likely be the successes of all the officers, sailors, and faculty that he has mentored. I would offer that he has been the quintessential role model for all our Navy officers and sailors. You made a huge difference in our Navy, the War College, to all who have worked with you and all who you've mentored these almost 40 years, Mike. And that represents a dedication to service and serving others that few people will ever know. If we are what we do, then Mike represents excellence, dedication, and service. Mike, as you embark on the next chapter of your life, be certain of this. You spent your life in the proverbial arena. The noble warrior, the doer of great deeds. You made a difference, and you have cast a very large wake of excellence throughout our Navy. You will never be forgotten, my friend, because you will live in all those you've touched and led. However, you will sorely be missed. I am proud to have served with you, and I'm even prouder to call you my friend. Fair winds and following seas, my friend, and thank you to all.
Thank you, Captain LaBranche. RADM Garvin, Captain Quan, if you would please take the stage for the presentation of awards. Captain Quan has asked that we all remain seated. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Legion of Merit to Captain Michael G. Quan, United States Navy, for services as set forth in the following citation. For exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of extending service as Deputy Chairman, Wargaming Department, and Director, Naval Command College, US Naval War College, from July 2016 to June 2024. Captain Quan distinguished himself through his unparalleled leadership, strategic vision, and unwavering commitment to excellence during a critical period of educational and operational challenges. As Deputy Chairman of the Wargaming Department, he orchestrated 200 innovative and realistic war games, significantly enhancing the strategic decision-making capability of the U.S. Navy. His adept management of a multi-million-dollar gaming upgrade transformed the college into the nation's premier classified gaming destination, helping to ensure our forces remain at the forefront of global maritime superiority. As director of the Naval Command College, he demonstrated exceptional dedication to the professional development of 139 senior international military officers from 59 nations, fostering international collaboration, cultural understanding, and mutual respect among allied naval leaders. His efforts directly strengthened global partnerships and promoted interoperability in the maritime domain. Captain Quan's superior performance of these duties culminated his 38 years of honorable and dedicated military service. By his exceptional professionalism, perseverance, and loyal dedication to duty, Captain Quan reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Signed for the President, E.H. Black III, Vice Admiral, United States Navy, Director, Navy Staff. Admiral Garvin will now present to Captain Quan's wife, Jennifer, and Emmanuel, if you'd be so kind, to escort Jen to the stage. A certificate of appreciation from the United States Navy is presented to Jennifer A. Quan. By the authority vested in me, it is my pleasure to express the grateful appreciation of the United States Navy to you for enduring the frequent and long separations from your husband as he has served this great country. You and your entire family have sacrificed much in supporting his career, and in doing so, your husband significantly contributed to keeping our Navy strong and our nation safe. The United States Navy thanks both you and your husband for enduring these separations. Signed, Peter Garvin, Rear Admiral, United States Navy, President, US Naval War College. Admiral Garvin will now present Captain Quan with his retirement certificate. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. This is to certify that Michael Quan, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Navy on the 13th day of September 2024. Signed, Vice Admiral Cheeseman, United States Navy, Chief of Naval Personnel. And finally, Admiral Garvin will present to Captain Quan, retired, a certificate of appreciation from our Commander-in-Chief, President Joe Biden. From the Office of the President, I extend my personal gratitude and sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our armed forces helped protect your fellow Americans during a critical moment in our history and contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with the long traditions of the finest military in the world, embodied the American ideal of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment and the example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best of our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you all happiness and success in your next chapter. Signed, Joseph R. Biden, Commander-in-Chief. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, I present to you Captain Michael Quan.
It's just a small binder today. All right, battle glasses on, blue jacket manual, ready to go. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Twig, for your kind words and taking on the task of being my guest speaker today. Thank you also for providing the guidance and mentorship to the Wargaming Department as the chairman during a critical period in its 137-year existence. I appreciate your dedication and inspiration while we serve together. Admiral Garvin, I appreciate your time during this ceremony. This is a very busy week for the college, and your time is precious. Congratulations to you and Cheryl for your next assignment. You mentioned during a recent all-hands call that the more enjoyable a command is, the shorter the time you will spend there. The same can be said about great leaders, as they are quickly assigned to positions of higher responsibility. The college will miss your support and leadership in the years to come. Ty, thank you for being my right-hand man, not only during guiding the Naval Command College, but in planning, executing, and being the voice of this ceremony. I would like to thank the Navy Band for their great performance today, the Color Guard for their hard work, and the international officers who are risking their dress whites days before graduation by being side boys and ushers during today's ceremony. A very special welcome to the International Program CNO Fellows, Admiral Barrera and Admiral Verma. Thank you for your mentorship to the military officers from around the world that make up the Naval Command College, the Naval Staff College, International Maritime Staff Operators Course, and the Maritime Security and Government Staff course. The success of these students is in large part a result of your continued dedication here at the Naval War College. I would also like to welcome the faculty and staff from the Naval War College, my Wargaming Department family, my International Programs Department family, those who have traveled from out of state to be here today, my Naval Command College brothers and sisters who are here today, and also the class of 22, the class of 23, and I'm sorry, but the best ever, most fantastic class of 2009 that are joining us on Zoom. I'd like to welcome my NCC director, Captain Steve Senio, here today also. Thank you for coming. I also like to welcome my golf buddies here and those that are watching across the United States and around the world. And most of all, my patient and loving family sitting here in the front row. Yep, got you already. This is the part of the ceremony where I get the opportunity to impart the wisdom of a 38-year career has bestowed upon me. Initially, I planned to retire quietly on the golf course instead of having a large ceremony like this. However, my wise wife encouraged me to do it right so that I could celebrate this lifetime event with as many friends and family as possible. She said that 38 years is a long time and that I deserved something nice. I then reminded her that we have been married for 38 years, and she quickly replied, that too is a long time, and she deserves something nice. Who can argue with that? Now I get to join the ranks of the old has-beens who are always grumbling, that's not the way it was when I was in the Navy. Just the other day, I found it amusing that I'm leaving the Navy with the same hairstyle that I had on my first day in the Navy. I didn't have much choice back then, and I guess I don't have much choice now either. So I raised my right hand and took that oath in April 1985. I was still in high school, and I just signed up to be a nuclear-trained electrician's mate. They asked if going to boot camp on December 26th was okay with me, and being young and not thinking ahead, I said, sure. 8 months later, I was saying goodbye to my new bride as I set off for Great Lakes. For those that know, there is nothing like that first evening and night at boot camp. Right, Ben? And that first morning, you're challenged with the decision that you made. Luckily, we were all afforded a phone call back home to let family know that we arrived safe. Upon hearing Jen's voice on the phone, I proceeded to let her know that I had chosen poorly. It went like this. Hey, hi, no, I don't belong here. I made a mistake. I can tell them that I have asthma. I can get out. And her motivational response was, no, I don't think so. Suck it up. You'll have a family to support. You're gonna be fine. And we all know who was right. I know some of you out there weren't even around in 1985. You know who you are, and I'm okay with that. In 1985, the Dow Jones closed out at the end of the year at 1,546. A new home cost an average of $90,000. The average rent was only $375, maybe $400 here in Newport. A postage stamp was 22 cents, and a gallon of gas set you back $1.09. The federal debt was only $1.8 billion. Reagan was president, Gorbachev had just taken over as the head of the Soviet Union, Mitch McConnell started his freshman term as U.S. Senator, and Michael Jordan was named the NBA Rookie of the Year. Oh. It was the year that The Cosby Show was #1 on TV, A Handmaid's Tale was the best-selling novel, and Back to the Future was the best movie of the year. Billy Joel had just married Christy Brinkley, Windows 1.0 was released, and Wham, Madonna, and Foreigner ruled the charts. While preparing for today's ceremony, I consulted my trusty Blue Jackets manual here. And you know it's mine because I still have my initials on the back. In 1985, the fleet included 2 battleships, 13 carriers, 30 cruisers, 69 destroyers, 110 frigates, 137 submarines, and various other commissioned craft to bring our total ship number to 571. An E3 with under 2 years of service only earned $723 a month. A captain with my seniority in 1985 earned the same amount that today's chief does with 6 years in the service. So it's true, today's Navy is not the Navy that I joined in 1985. Things change, and there's no stopping change. My submarine force transitioned to all nuclear boats. With cameras on masts now instead of periscopes, we have electronic charts, and A-gangers and torpedomen are using touchscreen displays for their equipment. Across the Navy, improvements were made in many areas, including women in combat roles. This past May, the submarine force screened women for command for the very first time. The other services have also made significant strides over the years. The Army has better and faster mechanized vehicles and tanks, improved information flow from intel and drones, more lethal and accurate land-based fires, and enhanced gear and protection for its soldiers. The Air Force has developed and introduced new generations of aircraft and drones, such as the F-22, the F-35, Global Hawk, Predator, Reaper, CV-22, the B-1B, the B-2, the Globemaster III. It just goes on and on. They even have a Space Force now. Which brings me to the Marine Corps, who has seen its share of improvements with the modernization of equipment and communications, advancements in expeditionary and urban warfare, and enhancements that have increased the Corps' effectiveness in the integration and coordination of Marine Air-Ground Task Force elements. As leaders, we accept these changes, often welcoming them as they tend to improve our ability to execute our mission while minimizing risk to our force. We study and train on new equipment, develop and practice new tactics, and adapt to the employment of new systems. It quickly becomes a part of us. The challenge for leaders is not tactics, our tactics, our techniques and procedures. The most complex challenge you will have as leaders is your kids. That's right, your kids, or more generically, this young generation of sailors, soldiers, airmen, guardians, and Marines. As leaders, how do we ensure a viable, well-trained fighting force is retained? There are many tools available to help retain our service. Pay, bonuses, advancement opportunities, the GI Bill for higher education, and our generous retirement system are just a few motivators. What motivated you to join your service? What motivated you to stay past your initial commitment? Motivation is a two-edged sword, as other factors could motivate our force to leave. Better pay, working in a more desirable location, better working hours, not being separated from family are more powerful motivators for leaving. As a leader, you don't have much influence over these motivators. What you need as leaders is a different tool, and that is inspiration. Unlike the motivators I just mentioned, you have complete control in how you inspire your men and women. Motivation is externally driven, of short duration, and is usually tied to specific goals. My conversation with Jen on my first morning at boot camp was a very motivational, and I got my attitude turned around about where I needed to be. Inspiration is developed internally. It's sparked by ideas and values. It leads one to pursue a broader purpose and provides a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment. Inspiration is what will get your men and women to move up and not out. Inspiration is what will drive your juniors to become senior leaders who will then go on to inspire others. Inspiration will be what keeps your troops moving forward in the face of adversity. Last week, we commemorated D-Day and the heroes that fought in World War II. While eating dinner with my golf buddies, following a fantastic round of golf, where I only lost 3 golf balls, and by the way, that's how I score my golf rounds now. We talked about the men who lost their lives that day. I asked the group if those young men, some as young as 16 years old, were inspired to fight or were they motivated to fight? A more modern question would be to look at the current Russia-Ukraine war and ask yourself which country fights through motivation and which fights through inspiration. There is no recipe or procedure on how to inspire your people, let alone a generation of kids who are raised in a way that is mostly foreign to our own upbringing. My parents grew up when television was new, and my kids grew up when the internet was new. What you found inspiring may not be the same that today's younger troops find inspiring or even interesting. So I offer you a few places to start, which may seem like Leadership 101, but putting these practices in place may be harder than you think with all the other items that vie for your time as a leader. Things like operational schedules, maintenance schedules, training schedules, drills. I got to go talk to the Commodore, those kind of things. So here we go. Lead by example. Consistently act with honesty and ethical behavior, setting the standard for others to follow. Show your commitment and dedication to your mission, and the team will work through enthusiasm and a hard work ethic. Communicate effectively with a clear vision that articulates a compelling vision. Ensure everyone understands their role in achieving that vision. Show genuine interest in your team's ideas and concerns through active listening. This will provide your crew with a sense of value and belonging. Empower your squad by delegating responsibility. Trust them with important items that will give them the opportunity to grow and develop. Support their ability to problem solve and reward creativity. Allowing your people to be creative will overcome obstacles and will inspire confidence and innovation. Be genuine when showing care and respect. Advocate a healthy work-life balance for your troops. It can be done. Embrace diverse backgrounds and perspectives. One recent Naval Command College motto said it all: our diversity unites us. Inspire through purpose to connect your team with the mission. Be transparent with the purpose of tasks and why we perform them. Your men and women are smart, so don't keep them in the dark. This will allow them to see how their contributions make a difference in achieving the mission. And above all else, maintain a positive attitude. Attitude, whether positive or negative, is contagious. Staying optimistic, even in challenging times, can improve the resiliency of your crew. So remember, lead by example. So my millennials out there, is this going to work with Gen Z? Being a cynical Gen X kid, my response should be that I don't care. But obviously I do, thanks to those that have inspired me. They include my electrical division leaders at the MARF prototype, Mark Darrow, Mike Kumpke, and Pete Grondin. My 1st Division Chief on Hawkbill, Derek Murray. My commanding officers on Hawkbill and Georgia, Bob Perry and John Tamman. The Wargaming Department's Pete Pellegrino, who is the only person who can properly use PowerPoint in a presentation. The Naval Command College's best executive assistant, Rhonda Gower, who is knee-deep now in admin, supporting our graduating senior international officers and supporting our incoming officers, all while overcoming ERP obstacles. She shines through as the NCC's team mom with her creative support for every NCC event, always going above and beyond with her selfless dedication. And finally, none of this would be possible without the inspiration from my wife, Jen, and our children. Kids, we knew that being a Navy brat was no easy task. Sure, it was easy when you were young, but as you grew up and understood that making new friends only meant that you would have to say goodbye in a few short years, made it very hard as a parent. We tried to make the moves and adventure to a new part of the country, but I know it caused a lot of heartache as you grew older. Ben, please rise. Your journey has been nothing short of extraordinary, and I'm filled with pride as I reflect on all that you have accomplished. Your tenacity in overcoming each obstacle thrown your way is a testament to your remarkable resilience and strength of character. From the moment you embarked on your educational journey by joining a STEM high school over 20 miles away, it was evident that you possessed a drive and determination that set you apart. You tackled each challenge with unwavering determination and relentless pursuit of excellence. Your journey continued as you transitioned into the Navy, where you served with honor and distinction as a Navy corpsman. Your selfless dedication to helping others, even in the face of adversity, speaks volumes about your character and your commitment to serving a cause greater than yourself. And now, as you stand on the precipice of a new chapter in your life, having graduated from New England Tech as a physical therapy assistant, I am filled with admiration for the person you have become. Your passion for helping others, coupled with your unwavering work ethic and compassionate spirit, make you a beacon of hope and inspiration to all who know you. Ben, you are at your best when things seem to be at their worst, and your service to helping others as a corpsman and as a PTA is a testament to the depth of your character and the strength of your heart. I'm incredibly proud of you, and I have no doubt that you will continue to make positive impact on the lives of others, wherever your journey may take you. Ben, please accept this lei as a symbol of my love and thanks for your inspiration. Stefan, please stand. From the earliest age, it was clear that you were destined to navigate your way through life with confidence and clarity. I still remember the day you confidently told your mother the best route from going from point A to point B when you were just 3 years old, a sign of a remarkable sense of direction and determination that would define your journey. You always seemed to have a sense of where life was leading you, mapping out your path with precision and purpose. Even as a young child, your analytical mind and independent spirit shone through, guiding you through high school and college with a sense of purpose and determination. Your journey took an extraordinary turn when you served your country as a mission commander on those EP3s. Your dedication and leadership were evident in every mission, and your service to our nation filled us with pride and gratitude. But your journey didn't end there. You continued to serve and inspire as a beloved and respected English teacher. Your passion for teaching and your ability to connect with your students is truly remarkable. And it is no surprise that they sing your praises to your school's administration. And while your analytical mind may have led you to some unconventional paths, your mom and I are grateful that you didn't open a portal to hell with that Ouija board. Your sense of adventure and curiosity have always been a part of what makes you so special, and we couldn't be prouder of the person that you have become. Stefan, your journey is a testament to the power of determination, resilience, and the unwavering pursuit of excellence. Your ability to navigate life's twists and turns with grace and confidence is truly inspiring. And I'm honored to be part of your remarkable journey. Keep charting your course and know that your mom and I will always be here cheering you on every step of the way. Please accept this lei as a symbol of my love and thanks for your inspiration. Ten, our little Kristen, our firstborn. You came into the world with fire and determination. You are the glue that binds our family together. From a young age, your free spirit and vivid imagination shone brightly, and they only grew stronger as you became a young adult. Your love for animals knew no bounds, whether you were petting bees, farming crickets, or taming geckos in Hawaii. Wherever we moved, there was always a pet for you to love and care for. These experiences suited you well as you blossomed into a budding artist, allowing us the privilege of seeing the world through your unique and creative perspective. I'm incredibly proud of the person that you've become. Your tenacity, ingenuity, and an unwavering spirit continue to inspire me every day. You have a way of turning the ordinary into something extraordinary. and your ability to find beauty and wonder in the world is truly remarkable. 10, your journey has been a testament to your strength, creativity, and boundless love for life and all its creatures. I am grateful for the light you bring into our lives and for the countless ways you have enriched our family. Keep embracing your free spirit and follow your passions, knowing that we will always be here to support and celebrate you. 10, please accept this lei as a symbol of my love and thanks for your inspiration. Jonathan and Kara, please stand. There is no doubt you have seen what I have described in 10 and Stefan. If not, you wouldn't be here and be with the most important part of your adult lives. I thank you for being there, providing inspiration with a dash of needed motivation from time to time. Please accept these leis as a token of my appreciation and for being part of my family. And finally, Jen, stand, sit, whatever you want to do. You know, we could have been golfing today instead. But no. So now it's your turn. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason and that there is a person for everyone. Whether it was luck or fate, I met and fell in love with you. While you were the source of some strong motivation early in our lives together, you quickly became my greatest inspiration. Navy life was predicted to be hard and full of difficulties, and that is the only thing your parents got right about us. You handled the role of Navy wife with grace and determination, even though you would say you did nothing at all. The Navy often forced you into being a single parent while I was at sea, and you managed every aspect of two parents' roles by yourself. I know it wasn't easy, and I know there were long days and longer nights while I was underway, but your ability to raise our kids was truly inspirational. As the kids grew up and moved out, you reinvented yourself as a massage therapist. You then progressed from healing the physical body to easing mental distress as a mental health counselor. Your dedication to helping others is the very definition of inspiration. Jen, your unwavering support, your resilience and compassion have been the bedrock of our family. Your ability to adapt and thrive through all the challenges the Navy threw at us is nothing short of remarkable. You have shown me and our children what it means to live with purpose and to serve others with a full heart. Your journey from Navy wife to massage therapist to mental health counselor to golfer is a testament to your strength, your caring nature, and your endless capacity for growth and love. Thank you for being my partner, my motivator, and my inspiration. I am forever grateful for the love and strength you bring to my life. You know that I was going to give you a new golf driver. We talked about that. For everyone else out there, she's been golfing for 8 years. And so I thought it would be really nice to give her a golf driver here. But then she started hating her golf driver. She banished it from her bag. So instead, I hope you will accept this lei as a thank you for the 38 years of service to the country that you have made. That's right, you get nothing. All right, but wait, there's more. We talked about having more experiences over material things. So, Blue Jackets manual here, right here. So, instead, I hope you will accept these tickets right here to see your favorite artist, Pink, again this summer. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're going to be on vacation. She's going to Foxborough, and we can't make it, but these are for Vegas, baby. Yeah. So as I close this chapter on my life, I'm filled with immense gratitude and pride for the journey that has brought me here. As I retire, I carry with me the lessons and inspirations from each and every one of you. Together, we have navigated the challenges and celebrated the triumphs. Thank you for being my anchors and my guiding lights. Here's to the next chapter filled with new adventures and continued inspiration. Thank you all for being here and for sharing this moment with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will now witness the ceremonial passing of the flag of the United States of America. Flag detail, post.
Forward, march.
Our nation's most cherished symbol of freedom will be passed through every rank achieved by Captain Quan over the course of his 38-year career.
About face.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, truth, honor, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshiped, saluted, respected, revered. I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. At Gettysburg, Shiloh, and Appomattox. At San Juan Hill and the trenches of France. At the beaches of Normandy, and in the jungles of Guam. At Midway, Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam. From the Persian Gulf and the mountains of Afghanistan to the deserts of Iraq and a score of other places long forgotten by all but those who were there with me. I led my troops. I followed them. I watched over them. And they loved me. I was on a small hill at Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn and tired. But my sailors and Marines cheered me, and I was proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City on September 11th as cowardly fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters, heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing the world that America, though bloodied, would not be beaten. Those who would destroy me will not win, for I am the symbol of freedom, of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on in the streets of my own country. And when it is by those whom I have served in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness to all of America's finest hours. But my finest hour comes when I am torn into strips to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. Or when I fly at half-mast to honor my soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. Or when I lie trembling in the arms of a grieving mother at the graveside of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave. Flag detail. Post.
About face. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Chaplain Christensen gives the benediction.
Let us pray. Eternal Father, strong to save, thank you for the time we've had today. Thank you that we've gotten to reflect and celebrate back on Captain Quan's career. And God, as he and his family moves forward into this new chapter, we pray that they would be abundantly blessed, that they would experience rest and fulfillment. We pray that he in particular would find joy and contentment knowing that he served his country faithfully and with honor. God, we pray that he would transition fluidly from the structure of the Navy to the possibilities in his new life. And we pray that his talents and skills would be well used to lead his family, to build up his community, and to serve the world around him. God, we are grateful and we are thankful for what we've witnessed today and what we've received and gotten to share today. Thank you for Captain Quan's service, and thank you for what you're going to continue to do through his life from this moment on. It's in the anointed name that we pray. Amen.
Guests, please be seated. Side boys, post. Bosun, stand by to pipe the side. This order has been given on naval ships since the 1500s. Spanish, French, English, Dutch, all navies of the world use side boys and the bosun's call to bring aboard or send ashore its officers and visiting dignitaries. Since the earliest navies, the bosun would pipe the side as the side boys would haul up on the ropes to raise or lower the boarding platform so that these officers or visiting dignitaries would not have to use the rat lines used by the crew. And it was not uncommon for the commanding officer of a ship to order up the jolly boat, a crew of 8 strongbacks, side boys, and a bosun, to send an old shipmate ashore to their retirement home, never to sail on naval ships again. All hands on deck was passed, the crew fell in, and speeches were made about the retiree service. Stories of battles fought, of great victories earned. Tales were shared of storms weathered and of voyages to distant and strange lands with ports of call that others could only dream about. And so today, we heave to, stop all engines, drop anchor, and stand by to honor one of our shipmates going ashore. Today, we honor the years served, the expertise shared, and the leadership enjoyed. But But above all that, we thank this shipmate for the friendship he has given us for 38 years. Shipmates, haul up the jolly boat. Skippers going ashore.
For 38 years, this sailor has stood the watch. While some of us were in our bunks at night, this electrician's mate stood the watch. While some of us were in school learning our trade, this submarine warfare officer stood the watch. Yes, even before some of us were born into this world, this navigator stood the watch. In those years, when the storm clouds of war were seen brewing on the horizon of history, this executive officer stood the watch. Many times he would cast an eye through the periscope and picture his family standing ashore, needing his guidance and help, needing that hand to hold during those hard times. But this commanding officer stood the watch. He stood the watch for 38 years. He stood the watch so that we, our families, and our fellow countrymen could sleep soundly in safety each and every night, knowing that a sailor stood the watch. Today we are here to say, sir, the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those you have trained, guided, and led. Director, you stand relieved. We have the watch. Bosun, stand by to pipe the side. Skipper's coming ashore.
Captain, United States Navy, retired, departing. Captain, United States Navy, retired, and family, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Captain Quan would like to welcome all of you out to the lobby for refreshments. Thank you for coming. May God bless Captain Quan and his family, and may God bless the United States of America.